Afternoon. Bill Kim here from the Congregational and the Presbyterian Churches here in Clarion, Iowa. My friend Ted Bunn, behind the camera, who doesn't like it when I mention his name. Ted and I have been working for a few weeks here on these sermon summaries, these 2 to 3 minute blurbs where we might try to get at the focus of our Sunday sermon. Today we're a little behind schedule because of the holiday, but here on Tuesday afternoon, Ted has agreed to fit me in his schedule and spend some time talking about our sermon from Sunday morning. We used Psalm chapter, or the 15th Psalm on Sunday morning, and it is a liturgical psalm that you would use when you came to worship. So if my family and I would come from a travel, and we would stop at the temple gate, I would ask a prearranged question, and then the priest or the temple official who's at the gate would respond. Kind of the question is, who can come to church here? And he would tell me. Psalm 15 says this. I would ask, Lord, who may dwell in your sanctuary? Who may live on your holy hill? And the temple official would reply, the one whose walk is blameless, who does what is righteous, who speaks the truth from his heart, and has no slander on his tongue, who does his neighbor no wrong, who casts no slur on his fellow man, who despises a vile man, but honors those who fear the Lord, who keeps his oath even when it hurts, who lends his money without usury, and does not accept a bribe against the innocent. He who does these things will never be shaken. The connection that I made on Sunday morning, the connection I'd like you to make this week as you consider this psalm, is how closely aligned our worship of God is with our behaviors and how we live our lives. I would say, from Psalm 15, the word is pretty clear. You can't separate the two. When I come to worship and I ask, who can worship here today? Who can be in God's house today? And the psalmist writes, or the temple official says to me, well, the one who lives a life of integrity, the one who does not talk bad about his neighbor, the one who does not charge interest rates to those who are poor just as a way to make money, the one who doesn't lie, the one who doesn't take a bribe from somebody who does have money so they can manipulate and take advantage of someone who doesn't. The psalmist reminds us that we really can't separate how we worship God from how we live our daily lives. When we worship, we're bringing God our very best. And when we worship, God is helping bring out our very best. And those things are intertwined. Those things are connected. And you can't separate them. The last verse of those few verses, verse 5, says, the one who lives like this will not be shaken. The one who lives like this builds his house on a rock. The one who lives like this has roots that run deep and strong. The one who lives like this lives his life, lives his or her life to its best. This week, I'd like you to consider that the worship that we do every week is vital and it's important for our personal health, for our spiritual health, for our outlook. For me, at least, it is. But it's also important for how I interact with my neighbors. Worship, how I treat my neighbor, connected. They're a part of each other. The scriptures encourage us to remember that and live like that. And live in that way, that our lives will not be shaken. May that be so in our lives this week. Amen.